Good morning, welcome to my SilverSneakers Flex Chair Yoga class. This is where the fun happens. My name's Olivia, let's get started. All right, perfect timing. Sit up against the back of the chair. Nice, and just the perfect amount of seats there for the end. Snuggle into that. You missed all the chatter that happened if you got here a little late, but it was up here today. So come back down. Tune into your breath, close your eyes, whatever you need to do, or drop your gaze downward. But let this be the time when you just minimize that screen, right? Or in the old days, we'd wipe off the chalkboard. But let your jaw unclench. Let your shoulders relax. Allow your front body to sink into the back body. And deep breaths mean lots of oxygen for the work ahead. Take a deep breath in, open your mouth, exhale. And then eyes open. Nice, soft, easy gaze. Let's move out to the edge of the seat. Of course, if you're just happy staying right back there, working on your breath, your prana, that's okay with me too, because that's what really yoga is about breath. We're just going to add all these postures to kind of confuse the breath. Nice and tall. Let the shoulders drop away from your ears. And then let the crown of the head stretch to the ceiling. And that means you're going to put a little tuck in your chin, because it's not there. It's right here in the back. And then tipping the head with the longest neck you possibly have. And then allow this left shoulder to travel down. In fact, maybe let's reach downward towards the ground. And then release. Let's go the other side. So pass through that center. Let everything sort of equalize. And then we'll go longest spine ever. Stretch the crown of the head over, and then maybe let those right fingers drift downward. And pull that right shoulder down a little bit more. And then come back up. And then we're just going to take this around. So drop the chin towards your chest, come over to the other ear, and then let's reverse and go the other way over to the ear and down to the chest. So just this little semicircle in the front. And one more. All right, and let that head sit right atop your shoulders. Reach for the kneecaps, straight arms. Lift the heart up towards the chest. And then exhale, put this scoop in the belly and roll back towards the fleshy part of your seat. Pass through that straight spine, and then we lift the heart. So you're gonna feel that back work, let the shoulders drop down your back. And then scoop in the belly round. It's like somebody kind of punched in the stomach, so you're going to go back there. And then again, tip of the sit bones, lift the heart. Exhale, scoop in the belly. And one more time. Straight spine, the heart lift comes from that straight spine, and roll back towards the fleshy part of your seat. Always moving with intention, always guided by breath. Find your very, very tall spine, and let's roll the shoulders around. I'm going to brush my legs as well. My feet are right underneath my knees there. And again. Hear that sound? I love that sound. And again. And let's take one back to front and around. All right, right arm over. Now reach to the ceiling, little side stretch, just a little one. All right, and then the other side, same thing. We'll get into a little bigger soon, but not just yet. We're going to go nice and easy first. And my hand's in front of my face. I can see it here. I'm sitting even on both sit bones, so even though I'm going to lean over to the left, I am my right sit bone pressing down. So you're going to use your core muscles to do that as well. All right, so let's hold this arm up here, and I'm going to reach down toward the earth and look down towards the ground, and then stretch the fingers far from one another. Fire on those core muscles. We pass through the center, drop the shoulders, and then the other way. way. Reach the fingers far from one another. Doesn't work, you need to put your hands down, that's okay too. Come right back up, hands together, and thumbs together right here. Open the arms wide, deep breath in. And exhale. This time let's clasp the hands, press the knuckles forward, tuck your chin towards your chest, and then open wide. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Imagine the elbows are going to touch behind your back. Big basketball hoop in front, and then open wide. Again, big basketball hoop, press forward. All right, last one. And press forward. Flip the palms and lifting up. Now they are going to frame your face, and I have my elbows bent. Lift that left elbow up. Stay here and hold. Let's look towards that left arm, see if that neck works that way, and then look down towards the right arm. Come right back up. Drop your shoulders, everyone. And the other way. Lift that right elbow up. Look towards the ceiling, and you notice that you're still sitting even on both sit bones. Look towards that left arm. We work the neck, and all the way back up. Forward fold. Hinge at the hip. Look down towards the toes, and then halfway rise. Like I said something, you went, oh, I don't think I want to hear that. All the way back up. And down. Let's go again. Deep breath. Forward fold. Look towards the toes. Look forward. You feel the back work when you do that, yes? Release back down and reverse swan dive all the way back up. All right, left hand in front. Nope, right hand in front. Reach back, and what I want you to do is roll back towards the fleshy part of your seat and let that hand reach back further, and then come right back up. We take the other one. You can take the elbow bend if you want, scoop in that belly, roll back towards the fleshy part of your seat, and come right back up. It's like you had to reach in the back seat of your car, but oh my goodness, you had to go a little bit further, right? Firing on those core muscles to do that. And again, reach, roll back, and all the way back up. All right, from here, we're gonna go side to side. Like you're washing the wall with your hands. And again. All right, let's begin to walk the feet out a little bit wider. And here's my favorite one, all the way around. Around the world. Oh, this should feel pretty good to you right here. It helps me tap into my breath for some reason, I don't know why. And then let's go the other way. Mix it up. Oh, that's a good stretch. Just in that back. You can take this up high or down low, whatever feels good to you. All right, one more. All right, and then turn the torso so it's going to come over that left leg right there. And I just want you to hinge at that left leg. Let that hand slide down a little bit. Breathing, back ribs. Exhale, come right back up, and then turn the torso over the right leg. I'm going to hinge at that hip right there, all right? And then slide down. Whatever is comfortable for you. Bring in the heart forward, belly in, breathe into the back ribs. You should have a nice stretch down the outside of your back right there. And then come on back up. All right, deep breath in. Let's walk the feet in. We forward fold. Halfway rise. Exhale, release back down, reverse swan dive all the way back up. All right, so sit back into the chair. All right, so if you were on the edge of the seat, you're going to lean back into that chair. Right leg out, let's bring that knee in and stretch it back out. You fire on those core muscles here. Bring it in and out. So you're getting a nice stretch down the back of the leg, maybe even into the low back. And one more time. All right, it's going to stay out there. You're going to fire on those core muscles out to the side. 4, 3, the knee can be bent, 2, and last one. All right, now as you stretch it out, let it pull you forward, sit tall, all the way back down. All right, all the way down. In comes the other leg. Towards the chest, towards the shoulder, whatever feels good to you here. And again. You don't feel the core muscles work when you do this, I hope. Yeah, I don't know how you could do it if you weren't doing that. Okay, and one more time. And now hold it out there. We come out 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it right back in. And this time let it pull you up, nice and tall, and release back down. Walk the feet out one more time. Out at the edge of your seat, we're going to drop one knee down towards the earth and turn towards one wall. And then pass through the center. Just go slow on this. Holding onto the chair as you need to. Drop that knee down as best you can. We go the other way. Just some movement in the hip. And again, holding on as best you need to. And one more time. All right, back to the center. Deep breath in. Okay, out to the edge of your seat. Get ready to stand. Put the feet underneath you here. Here we go. Deep breath in. I'm going to shoot my hands to the ceiling, but feel free to put them on the legs if you need to. All the way up. And release back down. All right, round to the back of the chair. Grab yourself a drink of water. All right, downward facing dog first. Let's come back to that. I'll let you get that. So you're lowering the heart towards the earth, and all these details help you find the best downward facing dog. Now, whether it's accessible to you or not, it's okay. I want you to turn the tailbone towards the back wall. You'll probably need to soften the knees to do that a bit. Then bring the navel towards the spine. You'll feel that tailbone lengthen even further away. Breathe into the back ribs. My arms have straightened. If that's accessible, do straighten that. And then try to pull the shoulder blades down your spine once again. So they're going to point towards the tailbone. I like to splay my fingers out, but if you need a grip on the chair, by all means do it. And breathe. All right, as we come out of this, take the gaze over the chair like I said something to you. And then you're going to walk slowly into the chair and widen the feet. All right, so they're going to be wider than chair width. If you'll do that, because then we're going to tip into one side, and that way your chin will come down the side of the chair and come right back up, and then we'll go the other way. I want you to think about hinging at the hip here, all right? So my torso is going to come right to the front. You're going to use the hands on the chair, the hands on the thigh, whatever you need to, or you could even keep the arms out if you're there, all right? Doesn't matter to me, but I want you to think about hinging at the hip here, as well as bending the knee. My toes are both facing straight ahead. And again. And one more time. All right. Deep breath in. Let's turn that right toe to the right wall and sink into that knee. And straighten it. Sink into the knee. And straighten. Exhale. Inhale. Let the arms get bigger if that's good for you. Use the chair if you need to with one hand if you need that. And again, one more time. And all the way up. And now we're going to see if we can find our warrior two from here. So you're going to sink into that knee. It's going to come over the ankle. Check and be sure that it is. Oh, I can go a little bit further there. Back leg is straight. All right, so my front knee is over the ankle. Back leg is straight. Open the arms wide. Warrior two. Now right here, we're just going to take this lateral motion in the spine, all right? So I'm not hinging at the hip. This is just lateral motion, side to side. We do this when we're seated. Right now we're going to do it standing in warrior two, so you have to think about your legs too. And again. All right, and up. Okay, both hands up, they come back to the heart. Now what I want you to do is hinge at this hip. Come right back up. Don't sink into that knee. Use the chair if you need to. I'm just going to hinge at that hip. Come right back up. Can you see that over here? Right here. I'm hinging at the hip. My back is straight. And again, just hinge at the hip. Come right back up. Hinge at the hip, and we come into side angle. All right? Because I hinged at the hip. My back is still straight. All right? So I didn't arc over this. I hinged at the hip. Nice and tall. Beautiful. Turn the palm to the right wall and then let that flow towards the side of your face. Roll that shoulder back a little bit like you're going to look towards the ceiling. Hand on the chair if you need it. It's okay. We circle that arm around. Come right back to warrior two. Toes to the front, hands to the heart. Let everything regroup here. All right. And breathe. All right. Hands on the rib cage. Elbows back. Sink into the knees. Press forward. Scoop in that belly. Watch that navel come right towards your spine and then come right back up. All right, we turn that toe. sink into the knee and come right back up. Again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So nice. Turn that right toe to the front and the left toe to the left wall. And again, one more time. All right, and come right back. See if you can find Warrior 2 in the knee. It should be right over the ankle. Check and be sure it is. Yes? Okay. And press that baby toe edge of your foot down into the shoe or your floor, wherever you are. And we're going to open the arms and do the same thing with that lateral movement. So this is rib cage, right? I'm not hinging at this hip. I'm just moving my rib cage. And you know what, this time, let's take this little sideways movement too. So just a little lateral movement. I don't know what it's called, just sideways. All right, and back to the center. So now, hands at the heart, we're gonna hinge this hip, which means you're gonna load this leg up and you're gonna feel the difference, right? Hinge at the hip right here. You could even put your hand right there if you'd like to and push into it to remind yourself what to do. Okay, here we go. We're gonna hinge, open the arms. Voila, side angle, lovely. Let that hand float towards the side of your face maybe, and roll that shoulder back like we're gonna try to take the gaze skyward a little bit. Belly in, lift the pelvic floor, fire on the legs as well, using the chair if you need to. And let's circle that around. Come right back to star pose. Both toes to the front, reach. Drop the shoulders, connect the ribs to the hips. Draw the tailbone underneath you. Now from here, bend the knees, sink the elbows back. The knees are coming straight ahead and rise up. Again, sink, squeeze the shoulder blades. Rise up. And again, shoulder blades together and rise up. Cross the hands in front, squeeze in, you get a little stretch between the shoulder blades, walking the feet in, and release. Okay, let's go back to downward facing dog. Walk the feet back, take that deep breath in, and as you exhale, lower into this. Soften the knees, turn the tailbone to the back wall, hollow in that belly. All right, my arms are fairly straight, but I'm gonna deepen the bend in my knees, so sink down deeper as you hold on to the chair. And then rise back up to that downward facing dog. And again, we sink down, it's like a squat. And because my hands are on the chair, I'm increasing the stretch in my shoulders. So you decide how deep you want to take this bend. And one more time. Sink down. And rise back up. Hands on the thigh muscles. Let's reverse swan dive back up. We forward fold, halfway rise, slide the hands to the crease of the hip, and then release down, slide down the legs. I'm going to say this time, look down towards your toes, bend the knees, and reverse swan dive. But lead with the back of the head, back of the hands, coming all the way up and down. All right, ooh, so nice. Let's grab a drink of water. All right, so mountain pose right behind your chair. Heels are underneath the sit bones. Draw the tailbone towards the earth, and that's going to help you soften your knees a bit, right? Because we never want to lock out a knee. Remember the bridesmaids that locked out their knees in the wedding and they passed out? All right, so soften your knees just a bit. Lift the pelvic floor, belly in. Take one moment and just let this heart lift a little bit, all right? And then put this little tuck in the chin, because when we lift the heart, we tend to look up. Today, I just want you to lift the heart a little bit, put a little tuck in the chin. Now, closing your eyes perhaps, bring the fingers near the chair if you need that for balance. The moment I close my eyes, I feel my feet fire on more. I'm aware of all 10 toes on the ground, the outside edge, the heel, and the instep lifted. All right. Hands back to the heart, smile on your face. Let's lift up on that right heel. Still in mountain pose, nice broad collarbones here. And as I lift that foot off the ground, I'm going to hinge at the hip and shoot that foot way back. Toe ball heel, that toes turned out just a little bit, and stop when that knee gets over the ankle, and we rise up. Deep breath in. Reach up as high as you can, shoulders up, and then drop the shoulders, connect the ribs to the hips. Now, doesn't that feel so much better than if you're like this, right? Just release that down. Yeah. Splay your fingers out, let the energy go out the fingertips, and then curl it in and send it out. Again, curl it in, send it out. One more time, and out. All right, press the elbows back. Lift the heart a wee bit more, and we're gonna circle sweep. Cross your hands in front, like almost you're gonna take your shirt right off, all the way up and around, and press back. Again, hinge at the hip. Don't sink into the knee any deeper. Cross, and open. Okay, so don't use your hands on the chair. That's okay. You can just lower the forehead towards the chair and come right back up too. That's okay. And one more time. Watch that knee isn't moving at all. All right. Now, left hand to the chair and turn that right palm to that right wall. And notice how that it opens up the arm right there. So if I rotate that, I open up my chest, the armpit, and maybe even rotate that palm a little further. Imagine you're going to put your thumbprint on the back wall. All right, drop that hand to the chair. Now, I want you to rise and lift that back heel. I'm going to pull the chair closer to me on this time. Get this out of the way. So my back heel is facing the ceiling now. Both hands on the chair. And then we're going to release that left one to the left wall. But I'm using the chair. I just moved it out of the way so people could see if anybody's watching the video. So maybe you find balance and that right hand can release over the chair to me. Right hand reaches to me. There you go. And then stretch that left arm. So you're looking off to the left, belly in. All right, drop that hand down. Find balance on the chair and then we'll lift right back up. Now this is high lunge. So in this, I want you to lift the heart to the ceiling and let that gaze come up just a little bit. I mean, it's crescent pose. All right, we're going to step both feet back to downward facing dog. So hands on the chair. Step one back. And breathe. Now, any movement you need, and I certainly need it now. So maybe tucking the tailbone, maybe bending one knee and then the other. All right, take the gaze over the chair, step into the chair. And we come back to mountain pose. And we'll try the other side, see how different that feels. All right? All parts of your feet on the ground. I am going to ask you to close your eyes once again. Use the chair if you need to. But as you do this, feel the feet fire on. When you take away one sense, there's another one that goes, whoa, I got to fire on here now. So I'm going to press my feet, my toes into the earth. Feel the outside edge. The more you practice yoga, the steadier you'll become. In mountain pose, nice broad collarbones. All right, that isn't going to change. I'm going to open the eyes, bring the hands to the heart. Nothing changes. Lift that left heel. Yeah, it's a little shift in the weight. That's okay, but still mountain pose. Now, as I lift the foot, I bend the knee, hinge at the hip, and shoot that one way back. Use the chair whenever you need it. You two turn that toe out, and we rise up. Warrior one. Go ahead and reach all the way up. Scrunch up the shoulders, and then just let the shoulders release. I just like to feel the difference there. Yeah. What not to do and what to do. Connect the ribs to the hips. You get that good, strong balance, a strong core and legs. Now here we go. We're going to circle sweep. I don't want you to bend your knee. I just want you to hinge at the hip. All right, so you need not bend your knee to do that. Come all the way up. It's like you're taking your shirt off. And again, come down. Using the chair, you can always just sort of bow to the chair as well. And that works for me too. And again. But holding that leg absolutely still here as you hinge at the hip. That's it. I'm trying to work on that today. Hinging instead of bending the knee, okay? Or in the rib cage. All right, and here we go. Let's hold this now, nice and tall. Warrior one. Left hand finds its way to the chair, which is in front of you. And you're going to turn to the right wall like you're waving to somebody out there. beautiful. Now maybe, is this the same side? Okay, thank you. I guess I turned my chair. Then maybe turn, did I do this on the last time? Did we do the same leg? Okay. So, oh, I know, we're just gonna reach back. That's what it is, okay. And then maybe you find balance. You're gonna bring that hand there in front, reaching over the chair. All right, so left hand on the chair. I'm gonna come back to the front. I'm gonna lift my left heel. I'm not sure this is exactly right, but Paul isn't here today, so it's okay. Oh, that's what, yeah. Hang on, drop your back heel. Just reach back. Now what we're going to do is drop that left hand back to the chair, lift the heel, and now we're going this way. So we've got this lunge, but it's balance. And if you feel like you want that heel down on the ground, go ahead and do it. Otherwise, we're going to stay here, hand on the chair, or if you find balance, release that left hand over the chair to me. Oh my goodness. All right, drop that hand, both of them to the chair if you need them. We come up into warrior one. High lunge, that heel is up. And then coming into crescent pose means you're gonna lift the heart to the ceiling, take the gaze up a little bit, maybe let the thumbs go back a little more. And then back to downward facing dog. Step on back. And any movement you need. And I certainly need a lot. Bring the hands back to the thigh muscles. Let's reverse swan dive back up. Come right smack down the center this time. Slide up the legs. Hands come to the crease of the hip. And this time we're going to slide down maybe below the knees. Look toward the toes and then reverse swan dive all the way back up. Reach for that left wrist. If you want a little better balance, go ahead and take one foot out. Lifting the elbow. And then switch to the right wrist. Lift the elbow. Slide the hands into the back pocket. Point the elbows back. And this is going to remind you to keep your tailbone drawing to the ground. Lift the heart once again. Camel pose. I think these are supposed to be the humps. Lift. Squeezing the shoulders together. All right. And release. Shake out. Have a drink of water. Let's come back. We move into a balance. Two things. Triangle and a balance. Triangle pose because it also has that hinge in the hip that I'm working on instead of just kind of arcing over here. We're going to hinge at the hip. And as you know, I've said this before, I'm going to hinge at the hip. My hips go to the left as I hinge in the hip. So let's step the feet wide, wider than chair width if that's comfortable, a little wider if that's more comfortable. But the broader the base, the better the balance for sure. Roll up onto the toes. Yeah, nice and tall. And we're going to tap the toes down and lift. Just tap them and lift. Work the outside edge, the calf muscles, and lift. And lift. And now we're going to pulse down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise up. Again. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise up. One more time. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise up. Drop the left heel. Right heel, turn the right toe. Okay, lovely. So this time we're going to keep our legs straight but not locked, right? Triangle pose. Hands low on the hips here. Okay, so what I want you to imagine is I was going to step on this hip right here. I'm going to put my foot right there on your hip, and so you have to push that hip down. And this hip goes to the right. Come right back up. That micro bend in the knee is fine, it's great, you should do that. Push on that hip. Notice straight back still, right? Come right back up. And again, nice straight spine. Everything comes from mountain pose, so collarbones are still broad. And back up. All right, and one more time. We're going to hold this here. Now you can use the chair if you want to. I'm just going to extend one arm down. Wherever it lands, it lands. And then this one's going to come right past my face to the ceiling. So I'm in triangle pose because I have a nice straight back, right? I haven't arced over this. Nice straight back. Now, if you were to deepen this, you would deepen this hip crease and push the hips to the right. Left. Maybe turn the gaze. I do have a bend in this knee. Tap into your breath. Don't hold it. Now I'm going to bend my knee and come right back to warrior two. Hold it. Head over heart over pelvis here. Get that body upright. And let's come into reverse. Reaching up. Use the chair if you need to there, or hand on the thigh, or maybe slide around to your back right pocket, whatever feels best. Now we're going to see if we can come into triangle pose again. So I'm going to straighten but not lock that leg, right? And then I'm going to, here's my image. I just grab this paintbrush up here. You know, paint that right wall. So you're going to reach out to it and crease in that hip. And just let the arms float down. When that hamstring says, I've had enough of that creasing business. And maybe look to the front. Maybe turn the gaze. Soft micro bend in this leg here, right? Breathe. Try to put that shoulder on that wall behind you there. All right, let's come right back to warrior two. Toes to the front, hands to the front. Regroup for a moment there, huh? A little rest the legs. I'm going to walk my knee just a little bit. We're going to do up on the toes again and down. This time we're going to lift the toes and the balls of the feet if you can, but what I don't want you to do is stick the seat out, okay? So just right up, back on the heels, lift the toes, maybe lift the balls of the feet so you get a little calf stretch in there. Rise up, sink down, toes, balls of the, yes, there you go, you got it. And one more time. All right, so we lift. Let's lower the right foot, and we're going to turn the left toe. You put that little micro bend in your knee. And here we go. We're going to hinge at the hip here. Sink into this hip. And right back up. Yes. Sit down. Sit down. You okay? Little hinge at the hip. Notice when I do this, I'm pushing on this right here. And come back up. We're going to lean over this way. This way. There you go. And come right back up. And again, lean over. You all feel the difference here when you have this straight back. You should be feeling an inner thigh stretch here as you do this. Let's release that one hand. Little micro bend in this knee, and this hand's going to creep up if that's accessible to you. Yes? Look down towards the toes. Check that you've got that baby toe pressing into the earth. Look to the front. Maybe turn the gaze skyward. Maybe grab a hold of the chair with both hands. It's okay. Breathing deep. Tap into that breath and let it calm your nerves here. All right, we're going to land in warrior two. So I'm going to sink into that front knee. I'm going to put it right back over the ankle. Check and be sure. And then into reverse. Use the chair, reach up. And hand on the chair, the leg or your back left pocket. Again, tap into your breath. All right, so here we go. You're going to straighten that front leg, sky archer. You're going to grab that paintbrush from the ceiling and paint that left wall. Reach to it, reach to it. Hinge at the hip and all the way into triangle pose. Yes, you've got this hinged hip right here. Maybe turn the gaze skyward. Tap into your breath. Hand on the chair if you need it, please. All right, come right back to warrior two. Lovely. Hands to the heart. Head over pelvis here. Baby toe edge of your feet. Both feet on the ground. And let's turn the toe to the front. Start pose. Drop your shoulders. Connect the ribs to the hips. Nice soft knees. All right, clap the hands. Bring them to your heart. Walk, step, or jump your feet in. Downward facing dog. Step on back. Oh, and that movement that feels really good to you. Go ahead and get it. Oh my goodness. All right, hands back to the thighs. Let's reverse swan dive all the way back up. Okay, we're going to come into powerful pose, chair pose first. So hands to the heart. You're going to sink the hips back. All right. And almost like you can wiggle your toes here because your weight is on the heel. So you can still see your toes. Go ahead and look down, be sure you can. And then take the gaze forward. And watch the knees aren't all doing this kind of buckling in sort of stuff. They are tracking right in the direction of your toes. Turn the tailbone to the ground if it's not already, and then lift the heart to the front. Let's take eyes up. Yes, lovely. Lovely. Left hand crosses over. I'm going to keep my knees bent and reach to the right. Twisted chair. You can also take that hand on your back right hip near your pocket. That's okay. All right, we come back to powerful pose. We go the other way. We're reaching up. Or drop that hand to your back left pocket. That's okay too. All right, come back to powerful pose. Sink a wee bit deeper and push the ceiling back up. All the way down. Shake out your legs. Shake out your legs. Okay, this is going to take dancer pose today. Let's see, can we turn our chair all the way around today? Okay, so you're looking at the seat of the chair. I know it's noisy, but you'll be glad you did. All right, so I want you to step over to the right side of your chair and the left foot comes back. Now I'm going to give you choices. If you are off balance, I want you to keep that back foot on the ground and just rise up on the back heel. Yeah, step over a little bit further there. If you're ready for dancer pose, you're going to put that knee up on the chair and you have hold of the chair. Okay, nobody's going to let go of the chair, right? Well, maybe some of you will, but I'm not going to tell you to do that. First, we're going to take these one-legged squats. We're going to hinge at the hip. So from here, I just want you to send that hip back and then stand up nice and tall. All right? Send it back and sit nice and tall. These are one-legged squats. This right, left leg is just resting. And again, sink down. Let's sink down and take chair pose with one leg. How about that? Turn that tailbone to the ground. Lift the heart. Let's take the hands here. And we're going to rise right back up. We're going to leave that arm up there. And here's our easy dancer pose, right? Now there are variations. And I'm going to give you them, but this doesn't necessarily mean you have to do them. Reach back for that heel and lift the heel. But as you notice, I don't have any hands on the chair, right? So that's your choice. You decide. Or you can keep the hand right here. Coming into airplane pose. Get that leg off of there. You can use the ground with the toe, or you can extend it behind. It's up to you entirely. But I leaned forward and slid that leg off. And then should you find this balance, bringing the heart forward. All right, hands on the chair. Bend that front knee. Touch that foot on the ground behind you and stand up nice and tall. We come into pyramid pose, right to the ceiling, reaching up. We're going to hinge at the hip. And this chair is right here. If you need it, go ahead and put your hands on it. Otherwise, I'm going to take this imaginary beach ball that's on my backside and I'm going to slide it to the wall behind me. I have hinged at the hip, right? So I'm not upright and my rib cage here, I'm hinged at the hip, leading with the heart. Micro bend in that front knee. And then go ahead and put that left hand on the chair. Lift that right shoulder on top of the left shoulder so you have twisted triangle pose. Breathing deep. All right, sink into that front knee and go ahead and push back. And here come the fairies dancing to the other side. Okay, left foot front. Till the humans scared them away. All right, so nice and tall. And then we're gonna come forward and you can just keep that back heel lifted if that's what is gonna be accessible to you today. If you wanna put that knee on the chair, that's fine, but feel free to keep that foot on the ground. Nobody falls, please. All right, so we'll take those squats, sink down and rise back up. One-legged squats, easy enough. You hinge at the hip and send that tailbone way back, all right? So my knee is not coming over the toes at all because I'm hinging. All right, one more time. All right, and this time we're gonna hold this in chair pose. So sink back, reach forward, one-legged chair pose, belly in. How nice is that? All right, rise right back up and we're gonna get that leg off and you can put the toe on the ground or Or you can leave it up behind you. Soften that knee, and here we come into airplane pose. One hand, two hands, you decide. Makes no matter to me. Squeezing that glute, that leg's up. Heart's moving forward. And maybe you find balance, maybe not. All right, bend that front knee till that back toe comes on the ground. I'm going to stand on back right here. And just pyramid pose, nice and tall. Everything here in mountain pose, once again, tailbone draw to the ground. Looks fabulous. You need to get this chair. You got your foot on the ground there, okay? Yeah. Okay, good. So from here, we're gonna hinge forward. Reach, and here we go. You're gonna grab that beach ball behind your back, and you're gonna hinge at the hip. Let the heart come forward, keeping your gaze in front of you here. If that will remind you not to round the shoulders, not to fall forward, all right? Let's go ahead and put that right hand on the chair, left hand into your hip, and lift that left shoulder on top of the right shoulder. We add this twisted triangle. You could add the hand to that if you'd like. Pull that belly in and breathe. That breath's a little more challenging. That spine's twisted. Ready? One more. All right. Go ahead, look back to the chair, bend that front knee, and push back. Deep breath in. We forward fold. Halfway rise. There's that little vinyasa. Heart comes forward. Release into forward fold. Look towards the earth, and then reverse swan dive all the way back up. How nice was that? And all the way down. All right, shake out. All right. Turn the chair around. Grab a drink of water. Oh my goodness, let's sit back down. Where did the time go? I don't know, maybe I started late, huh? All right. So in the chair, let's continue this little low back stretch here today, and hip as well. So turning the torso over that left knee, I'm going to keep my hand right here on the right knee and hinge at the hip, all right? So bring the heart forward. You'll feel that stretch come into that low back, and you don't have to go very far before you feel it. But I want you to pull the belly in. That's what's going to support that back. And then see if you can sink that right sit bone back to the chair. You're going to want to ride up on it to see if you can sink it back to the chair. This is a deep stretch. Couple of deep breaths. All right, right where you are, just sit up nice and tall. Slide that right hand through. And take the left hand on the seat of the chair and maybe take the gaze over. This right knee has not buckled in. You are keeping it right over the ankle there. All right, come on back to the front. We're going to go the other way. So turn the shoulders over that right knee, and I'm going to use my left hand to hold that leg there. And then I'm going to hinge at the hip. So I'm going to lead with the heart. And then see if you can push that left sit bone back towards the chair. Yeah, nice. Belly in. Bringing that heart right across your right knee there. And then belly in, push right back up. Bring that hand in there. Right hand on the chair. Look to that right wall. Maybe look over that right shoulder. Maybe add a little deeper twist. Breathe. All right, come on back to the front. Walk the feet together. And you should be sitting at the edge of the seat, but I'm going to ask you to hold on to the seat so nobody falls out. Heels on the ground. Soften the knees. Sit back into the hands just a little bit. And let the heart lift. Now, don't let the head fall back. So you want to keep your head in alignment with the rest of your spine. Squeeze the shoulder blades inward. Reverse plank. Really nice. Really nice. All right, feet on the ground. We're going to slide down that leg. Now, let's pull the navel in towards the spine. Maybe look towards your toes or towards the knees. Breathe into the back ribs. Let them raise to the ceiling. And then scoop in the belly. We roll right back up. Oh My goodness. Walk on back. All right, any stretch you feel like you didn't get? This is your time to do it. All right. And then we settle in. A couple moments of some stillness, some quiet. Open the eyes wide, scrunch your face, and then just let your face relax. That goes into the shoulders, that goes into the front body, the back body. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. And any little stretch you might need here, tipping the head, expand your fingers out and toes. And then let's bring one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly today. Tap into your breath. Tap into the rhythm of your heart. And then bring your hands together at your heart. Gratitude turns everything we have into enough. And so with a grateful heart, namaste. Namaste. Lovely. Very, very nice today. Super job.